Sir, give us the weather for Crystal Palace at home.
Spring is beginning to sprung. The weather is improving. It's not going to be quite as dreary, certainly not as dreary as some parts of the United States at the moment. Low 50s and drizzly as the weather turns, and we're talking
So the equinox is March 20th, just to give you an idea of when spring
it's
is.
coming. It's coming. They said that on a game commentary. It's in the 50s, bro. It ain't winter yet. That's improvement from what it's been. I think it rained like 40 straight days in London. Anyway, Palace, talk about London clubs, nicknamed the Eagles. Their nickname comes from the Crystal Palace at the 1851 Great Exhibition, and they were founded as a professional club in 1905. They're famous for their ultra section, the Holmesdale Fanatics, and they, of course, won their first major silverware last year in the FA Cup final, and then the subsequent Community Shield. But like I said, European competitions and the best players being sold have hurt the performances. Like you said, Glasner, 51-year-old German coach, who was one of the hottest properties in world football only 6 months ago, but now he's already announced he's leaving at the end of the season. Like you said, he thinks he's bigger than the club. He obviously won the Europa League with Frankfurt before moving to Palace. But I think this is a manager that would have been in a lot of shortlists for United, still is in some regards, but his stock has fallen in a major way, and I want nothing to do with the combative German. But he's known tactically for being flexible, but prefers attacking football. He made his name with high pressing and aggressive systems. But what does he do at Palace? He favors a 3-4-3. He likes that three at the back. Never shown me that again as a United fan. And it certainly turned Palace's season around last season. They were killing it. Right, so their back three provides flexibility. They're big on the wing backs. Danny Munoz and Tyreek Mitchell are key. They thrive in attacking roles. They like to use a high defensive line when in possession, quick transitions and direct play. And they're not as aggressive defensively as you'd expect from an ex-Red Bull coach. For United, I think it's all going to be about targeting the wingbacks. So when Munoz and Mitchell push forward, you have to exploit the space in behind, press the back three. Palace center backs could be very vulnerable under pressure. We've seen that in the past, so that's probably why Ahmad will not be benched.
Sheshko.
Yeah, but Ahmad is the best presser. He's the best presser on the team.
I know, but did
you bring him off?
Just do what every other team did to us under Ruben Amorim. I think that's the tactical note.
And control the midfield, so we can't let them dominate it. But we have Kobe now. Casemiro's playing great football, and patience will be the key. Patience will win the day at Old Trafford. Don't force it. Wait for your opportunities. And set pieces. We continue to be dangerous, sir. Continue to be dangerous.
Just a little notes on the drama with Glasner, getting into it a little bit.
You got more.
He had a great interview from this guy. So he's linked to United. We'll get into that a little. We're going to cover the manager who's going to be the next manager next in the news segment. But Glasner's kind of lost his mind. He flipped out about the key leaving. He basically stopped the transfer in the summer. Then it happened in January. So there's a little bit of like fighting with ownership. Then he basically gave an interview where he told the fans never to forget where they came from, was his quote. They can sing whatever they want, Glasner said. I know what I'm doing. I would say the most important thing is to stay humble. I think it's the same for the fans. Stay humble and never forget where you're coming from. I think a few who are also in a critical situation are not humble anymore, talking about the club facing relegation and then winning their first trophy under him. So he's telling the fans to stay humble because remember who brought you here. It's me. And I'm an egomaniac and I'm Glasner. He's going after the fans. You can imagine the drama is sort of like, this is like another Amorim meltdown. Maybe not as crazy to the owners, but he's definitely flexing in a egomaniac type of way, which hopefully will preclude him from getting the Manchester United job because we already went down that road once.
Yeah, I think we've gone down the road of the hardo maniac coach who can't take a hint. And look, in August, after Grimsby, we were talking about next manager. He was on my list. But I think we've seen this movie before, especially how Amorim faded to black. So I don't want anything to do with another egomaniac. But they seem to be prevalent in football. Talking about record recently or all time, we've won 42, we've drawn 14, but we've lost 13, and we only have one win in our last 5, and it came away this season, and only 3 wins in our last 9. And I would say the game this season where we won 2-1 on the road, we actually got away with one. We were clinical, but I think they edged us on XG. But that was back 3, baby. And we're playing at home, playing at Old Trafford, and they're kind of flailing at the moment. Recent record, let's get into it. They just barely edged Wolves, who had a red card, 1-0 yesterday. They're in the Conference League playoff against Zerzinski. They lost to Burnley. Drinsky. They did beat Brighton. They drew Forest, who are in a relegation fight, and then they lost to Chelsea. Some of these they capitulated, right? They conceded late to lose to Wolves at home. Not great. Excuse me, they beat Wolves. But they did blow a lead against Arsenal a little bit earlier at the beginning of February as well. That's wrong as well. Sorry. But either way, they're a tough team. They're going to be coming at us, even though they're not at their finest, because everybody plays better at Old Trafford, and they've certainly had our record recently. Let's talk about 11. Back three, like you said, we know some familiar names in this starting 11. We got Dean Henderson in net. Obviously, Wharton in the midfield. We got Mitchell and Munoz on the wingback positions. Mateta is injured, but Sarr is playing, and Larson joined from Wolves in the January transfer window. They do have some notable injuries. Mateta, like I said, he's got a knee injury, and Ketia is out. Decore is out. Lerma is out. So a lot of their meaty midfielders are injured, which actually should help United. But still, they're, I don't care if they're in 13th place.
It's too good. It's too good. Glasner's trolling his club. They're melting down. The results are horrible. They have critical injuries.
He wants the United job.
It's like United are probably going to make a meal of this one, unfortunately. I just kind of have a vibe where it's like it's too good. The setup for United to play them is too good. But let's get into our starting 11. We're going to be our own worst enemy. We did play Sen Lamens in net versus Everton, Shaw, Maguire, Euro, Delo, Manu, Casemiro, midfield, Cunha, Fernandez, Diallo, and Mbeumo. You said you maybe want to run this back. Is that your vibe? Is that the vibe you're going to get from the manager as well?
I mean, I really was an advocate, just like you were, to change it against Everton and play him, and I think that would have done us a service because we would have been dangerous from corners and set pieces. I think given the fact that they do like to play from the back, and Amad Diallo is so good at pressing with the Mbeumo and Cunha, I mean, Sesco's not bad, but he's just not as good as that front three that you might run it back. I might run it back. I'm going to run it back. And Sesco off the bench.
You got to play. You got to start Sesco.
All right.
I think otherwise you got to know when to change it. So you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You look at Manchester United. That West Ham game 1-1. The attack was not great. Those front four started. You look at the 60 minutes while that attack was on the field versus Everton. That was not great. Those teams were not great. Everton and West Ham are not great. They sat in. We couldn't break them down. Crystal Palace could be more of the same. You need to change. Like, you've seen it so much. Sesco has bailed us out of losing to West Ham. He bailed us out to drawing Everton. You have to change it. You have to change it. It does not look good. It does not look good. It's not the first half versus Everton. We created nothing.
Yeah, we came off 2 weeks off. We didn't look good.
That should be a good thing. You can't say 2 weeks is a bad. 2 weeks should be good. We had tons of rest. We had more rest than Everton. That can't be a reason that we did bad. That attack has been playing constantly, and it's not generating anything. Like you have to be able to generate XG. You have to be able to generate chances. You have to. I'd rather have people cross it into Big Ben, try to head it, versus what we're doing when we're trying to break down Everton for 45 minutes. It was horrible. It didn't look good. I'm just being honest of how it's looked against two poor teams. And we want to keep hitting our head against the wall.
They're our foil. They're like, our kryptonite is those low block teams. I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, he is such a potent weapon off the bench that, like, if you start him, yeah, you can bring Ahmad off. He hasn't done anything. He's a bit role player. He does really good. He's a high work rate player. He does very good defensively, but like otherwise, your danger man's like Xerxes.
Is your right winger out there for defensive? I'm just.
He plays a role, but like he will be integral in the press. I could go either way. I could go either way. I think he's going to stick with the same 11. What are the odds?
There are 0 goals, 0 assists last 5 games. Ahmad, 0 goals, 0 assists.
But he hasn't played terribly.
He has 3 shots on target in 5 games.
He does a lot in the buildup. If you watch United, he does a lot in the buildup.
Sesco got subbed on, immediately flicked it to Cunha. 2v1 the other way. It was instant impact.
Different players, and first of all, they play in different positions.
No, it has to do with who plays where. When Mbeumo's going to play on the right, and then Cunha's going to play on the left, and then I just think and then Sesco puts in runs behind, it frees up more space in the middle for other players to get involved. I think it opens things up when he comes on. And you have to watch West Ham without Sesco on, and watch Everton without him on, and it's like there's nothing happening. There's nothing happening.
We'll see what happens.